And now something for those who wanna do some nice trail riding, but also go for some racing like marathons, even cross country. This is the Scot Spark 930 full suspension bike. This is the favorite model of Nino Schurter, and also Kate Courtney. I think she said that, sorry for the hardtail, I do prefer the full suspension. Nino, if I remember correctly, started on the scale hardtail only on the first World Cup in 2019. It was the Alpstad, the muddy one, which he didn't get the podium there. And then all the rest, all the other World Cups he did on the full suspension bike, if I remember correctly. So Scot Spark will give you 120 millimeters of travel, front and rear. So there is nothing crazy like 130, 120, 140, 140. This is just 120 millimeters of travel. But this bike will do well on the descents and be still great on the uphills. It will be great and very efficient on the uphills. Front end, we've got the Fox 34 rhythm. So this is not the 32. The stanchions have 34 millimeters of the diameter. So those who designed this bike had in mind that the users would like to have something even stiffer, more rough, for more like rougher trails. So Fox 34 rhythm fit grip, which means that you can use half locked and locked. So mid, like trail position and lock position, but also the same lock, this is the twin lock, will work on the damper. And what I love the most is that the damper also will have not only the locked position but the mid position. On the Orbea, for example, I am still testing the squad lock thing, but it doesn't work in the mid position for the damper. It works for the it doesn't work even for the fork on my bike. But here you will feel very well that the whole suspension, front and wheel, will stiffen with the first click and be locked on the second click. When do you want to lock the bike? You will lock it always on the tarmac, standing like off the pedals on the tarmac, always lock position, but also on the uphills when you're going through not really rough terrain, fully locked position. On the rough terrain, maybe the mid position, and then open for all of the descents, and some very high speed on the bumpy terrain, also fully open. So this works you will love this one. And this lever is so convenient. This lever is for the dropper post, so you can drop your saddle down and the housing goes nicely right here inside the frame and there. Also the lockout for the damper goes inside the frame, but one thing I don't like about this design is that I was testing this one on the Media Camp, Shimano Media Camp. When it gets muddy, the water and mud will just stay here. There's no way for the water and mud to go away. So if you don't use a high pressure washer, high water pressure washer, it will be difficult for you to actually clean this area here. So this is the downside. The advantage though is that we always want to have very stiff bottom bracket area, and in addition to that we also have the mounting for the damper right here. So the construction of the frame also always takes more carbon fiber, more material in the bottom bracket area and in the mounting of the damper area, and this is the same area on the bike. If you have the damper mounted on the top tube, then those designers need to plan some more layers of the carbon fiber right here. But here, this is like a clean, lightweight top tube and really rough bottom bracket damper area, which also stiffens the whole rear end, which is great. This is the advantage of this design. Front triangle here is carbon, rear one is alloy. You will like it. The bike is stiff and really very efficient on the climbs. I personally don't need more than 120 millimeters of the trail of the travel, even in the downhills, especially if you have tires like Maxxis Recon 2.4, go tubeless, go lower pressure. You will love this bike on the downhills. Brakes, something about the brakes. Budget Shimano MT500 brakes. This is something like Diori or lower than Diori. These are powerful. I have nothing bad to say about these brakes, but I would say exchange the disc rotors. On such bikes, we shouldn't be offering customers resin pad only rotors. You can use ceramic pads for these rotors. Original pads, I would swap those with other pads like ceramic disco brakes. Good. This is not advertisement. This is just good thing to do. But swapping these rotors with higher models, not resin pad only, would be a nice idea, because some of you who are doing like long, steep, fast descents will like to have the pads ready for high temperature, which is like semi-metallic and metallic. You cannot use metallic pads on these. So these rotors, which are just like stock pair with the MT500 brakes, should be replaced. Do this. And that would be the only thing I would replace on the bike. Otherwise, the weight, 13.5, 13.6 kilograms is okay. But the bike will give you a lot of fun with this huge area here. Do like it. Stiff, nice. This is, I would say this is more trail than a cross-country bike, definitely. But you will like it on the uphills, definitely as well. With this lockout, with this efficient suspension, nice one. The components, drivetrain NX Eagle. I do personally feel that NX is not as precise as the X01, XX1. I'm not sure about the GX, but X01, XX1 is more precise in shifting. And also the cassette here is not 1050, it's 1150, because you put it on the standard Shimano hub. This is the Shimano Diori hub, by the way. But 1150 is enough. You will be able to climb. 32 teeth chainring at the front, okay. You'll be able to spin the cranks up to, let's say, 43 kilometers per hour, which is just enough. So this is okay. Here we go, Scot Spark 930 full suspension bike.